know you guys have tried to look at each game each week. We're a bit more obsessed with Hooters and that sort of thing. But does that unlock something in the team, a win over a quality New Zealand side?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to talk about. I suppose, yeah, talking about Hooters and things. I think for our team, we've been building each week. You heard Daryl say, you know, we had a tough loss there against the Lions, but we learnt a lot. That Blues game, you know, that was pretty disappointing for the boys, but we took more out of it. And then last week played really well, didn't get the result. This week, I think it's just nice that we built into the week, prepared well, and then we're able to come away with the result. So I think for the boys to see the process finally really finish and work and see the outcome we've been preparing for is nice.
What's morale like in the sheds?
Yeah, it's good. After a win, it's always a bit better than a loss, obviously. Particularly last week, the guys took that to heart, and particularly at home, getting a win in front of our fans is what we're trying to do. And to get a win on home soil, particularly here at Allianz, is what we've been trying to do. So the boys are pretty pleased with themselves.
What's the general feeling though? Is it more released now, being able to rate this so-called Hooters?
No, I think for us, we set out each week to come away with a purpose and an outcome for the game. And I think this week, irrelevant of what happened throughout the game, I think we were able to put some of the things in place that we knew could help us win the game. And that was able to be seen on the field. So that's what everyone's pretty pleased about. The process was actually finally gave us an outcome.
Sometimes I guess like a result like this can really kickstart you. Like how much confidence do you like moments and stuff?
It's huge. Getting the win and getting into that winning culture. We had a really good run of games there at the beginning of the season, and then we had to dig our way out of a 3-loss, a little trough there. So I mean, to get back in the winners' circle, and then hopefully that players can build from that, because you'll work out that winning is a habit, and hopefully next week we can take this in and then obviously come back and we start playing our final conference games against the Reds and the rest of the conference after the June period.
Approaching next week, what was said?
Sorry, beg pardon?
With next week, looking forward, what was said just in there?
We literally haven't spoken yet. The guys. Usually we'll probably be meeting now as a group, but I can imagine it'll just be mind on the task. It's very easy to be critical after losses, but I think it's even easier to be critical after a win, because guys can come in upbeat, and I think we understand that it's not perfect, so we can be brought back down to earth there. Guys understand that we're probably still not where we want to be, and if we want to be really competitive in this competition back towards the back end of the season, we need to fix up some things. So we'll just get back to the drawing board and obviously put a plan in place for the Chiefs.
How'd you rate the set piece tonight, Damien? You pinched a couple of their lineouts.
Yeah, we had some really good. I thought our line-out defence was fantastic. We didn't give them much quality ball at all. The only time they really won the ball was at the front, so that's obviously pretty hard to attack from. So from that aspect, it's pleasing. The scrum, I think we probably could have got a little bit more pay there. The guys are really chipping away there, and I think at times I think we could manage probably that scrum a little bit better. But all up set piece, we're pretty pleased with it.
Fitzy, be honest, the fact that you hadn't beaten the New Zealand team would be like 2 years or something, right? You can't escape that. What were the little bits you thought needed to change, that you managed to get done tonight?
Yeah, I don't think it's, down to technical, tactical stuff in teams. I think tonight we just went out there with, the macro elements of the game, like just the intent to go and finish the job. Because I don't think Australian teams, we're far off the ball in terms of the way we play the game tactically or how far we are off technically. I think there was just a mindset tonight that we just needed to go out there and intent and to do whatever it takes to win the game. And if that was going to be winning the game through a scrap, then so be it. But tonight we're able to put some nice shape together.
And you talk about lessons from Christchurch. One of them would, I presume, be that you went over there and almost got a result, right? So do you take that forward next week?
Yep.
You don't go with trepidation across the ditch.
I think so, yeah. And as I was saying before, I think we can take the confidence from the win and obviously know that we can perform not just here, but also over there. And last week showed that, we probably should have won that game last week. A few different things changed. We managed the game better, we probably win. So I think we can take that confidently and know that we can perform when we go away as well.
Does it actually help playing 4 New Zealand sides straight?
I think it does. I suppose personally for me, they play incredibly similar, don't they? So particularly from a scrummaging point of view, I feel that they all scrum very similar. They want to keep the ball alive, so they're not keeping the ball at the back of the scrum like some of the South Africans team do. So the way we prepare is pretty similar. So I think having them in a block, I think it's pretty beneficial. Other guys might mightn't like that. They might like to change it up. But personally, I found it pretty good.
Teams 6 points clear at the top of the Aussie Conference. You've done a lot of the hard work there. We've got one more Kiwi team to play. Feel the side's in a good spot to get that important top of the Aussie Conference.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously the main goal. You want to come out of the regular season with a decent amount of points, but first and foremost is to win your conference. So, look, if we can steer ourselves through this Chiefs game, we've got a really important block of conference games, and as you said, if we're in the lead coming into those games, we know that there's still a job to finish, and it's pretty important to make sure we get those 4 wins because it's going to be competitive. You saw the Sunwolves tonight and the Reds last night. Every game's going to be tough, so we know we've got it ahead of us, but boys are up for the challenge.
Mate, you personally, it's Tapu unlikely to come out now, it seems. Booking the spot.
Yeah, there's been a little bit said about that this week. Just got to keep putting your hand up, I suppose. Don't really have much else on that. I just, try and play as best I can for the Waratahs. And, if something comes from that, that's fantastic. But I think really, if you think about it too much, probably start making mistakes on the field.